It's on!
And we're on. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Disney Parks Talk Live here at laughingplace.com. I'm Rebecca Mosley, the co-founder of Laughing Place, and with me, as always, is our panel of wonderful chit-chatting people. My husband, Doobie. Hi, Doobie.
Hello.
I'll let you introduce the other teammates.
Down below me is the big dog himself, Mike Celestino. How you doing, Mike?
I've learned to make fruit smoothies that taste like milkshakes, and there's no dairy in them, and they're fantastic. I love them.
Ooh, you'll have to share.
So I'm excellent.
I think we need a video on that, by the way.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
And then down there, we have a vice president in charge of rock band T-shirts that have nothing to do with Disney, Mr. Jeremiah. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Good.
Are you guys excited that you can eat in restaurants now and go
no
do
idea.
things?
You have no idea. Anyway, Rebecca, back to you.
Well, it's been an exciting time on the West Coast. Mike Celestino actually has so very much to share with us because the Disney California Adventure opened. It's a touch of Disney event. Mike's milkshake's really tasty.
Sorry, I just wanted to finish it before you got to me because I have a lot to say.
No worries. But the Touch of Disney event debuted this past weekend, and Mike Celestino was there along with our CEO, Benji. They took lots of photos and pics, and I'm sure he will have lots to say about the event. Doobie, take it away.
What kind was it? What kind was it like?
Strawberry, blackberry, banana, and almond milk. That was all the ingredients. That's it. That's all.
No ice?
No ice. They're frozen. Frozen fruit. All the fruit was frozen.
Okay. Wow. Awesome. Well, congratulations. Thank you for sharing the recipe and the sounds of drinking it. So, Touch of Disney, what was it like to get back in the park, Mike Celestino?
Yeah, it was a great day. We really had a great time. I felt very happy to be there back working a day-long event in a theme park. It kept me very busy from the moment we got there. We parked around 11 a.m. or 11. It was like 11:20 when they opened the Mickey and Friends parking structure. This is walking down the tram route from the Mickey and Friends parking structure to the Esplanade. They've got all these new banners of all the characters. There they all together.
Did you stay till close?
Yeah, we stayed till after close. They were like ushering people out when we left, and we were busy that entire time. I think I took like a 20-minute snack break, and that was it. The rest of the time we were taking pictures and tweeting and exploring the park and everything. This is outside in one of the tram loading areas. They've got the Autopia vehicles, a couple Autopia vehicles, and this Honda van that's decked out with the Autopia label and the logo and the Touch of Disney logo as well.
It'd have been cool if they had had those available to give you rides various places around property or something.
Right.
So it's funny that you were able to stay there till 8 o'clock and beyond, and the rides weren't even open. People used to say DCA was a half-day park when it had rides, and you just did you spent the whole day there.
Yeah.
All right, so Touch of Disney is obviously a dining event, but that's not really your forte, and I don't think that's why most of the people were there anyway. They were there to see the park. What was the atmosphere like?
Everybody seemed really, really happy to be back, and that's what they had the cast members saying as we were entering the park. They were saying "Welcome back," and it really felt like a welcome back. Although I was saying it's kind of like a little bit of a tease because I was so thrilled to be in a theme park all day, and yet now I have to wait another 6 weeks before that can happen again, especially at a Disney park. That we're looking at there. This is some of the photo ops that they had around the park. There was the Coco one where they had the puppet out, the Coco Miguel puppet, and then
who sponsored this one? Who sponsored this one? I can't remember.
I'm not sure. They should have put it on there somewhere.
So I did the live stream with you. We did an over-hour live stream that day. You can go check it out on YouTube. It gets really fun at the end because Mike's on the verge of passing out. He's so thirsty. But one of the coolest parts of that was just you got to the back of the park relatively early and just being back there kind of by yourself. Was that pretty cool?
Yeah, you felt like most people right at the beginning, at least, were keeping to the, front section of the park, and then we went straight back to Pixar Pier pretty much right away as soon as we started the live stream, and it was pretty empty at that point, and it was just cool, being back there for the first time in a year, and then not having that many people around. They had everything looking nice and shiny, except the facade for the Little Mermaid, which had scaffolding around it, which they're still kind of sprucing up to get ready for the park reopening.
We just passed one of the character locations. How are characters handled there?
So the character appearances were all distanced by a great deal. None of them were really up close. So here's Daisy on the Silly Symphony swings platform. Pluto and Mickey were also up there. I got real lucky with this shot. As we were coming around the corner, Mickey happened to be going up the elevator, and I shouted out, and he waved at me. So we got a nice up close look at Mickey in his band conductor costume there.
I don't recall ever seeing the band conductor costume. Is that Juby? Have you guys? Oh, Rebecca has. Yeah.
Okay.
The first time I saw it, I'm pretty sure the first time I saw it was at a D23 Expo. I believe that I have an image of Baby Giddy with that. Jeffrey's asking if the mobile ordering was a challenge, because that's what he's heard. Mobile ordering, was it as bad as I heard it was?
You know what? I don't think we had a bad experience with the mobile ordering, because I'm pretty sure my wife mobile ordered a couple of the things that she ate, and I want to say it went pretty smoothly. So
I have seen some people recommend that when you first get into the park, go ahead and place your mobile order and think about what you might want like throughout the day. Don't necessarily just wait until close to whatever time you want to eat, because you can, kind of stage your windows. And so if you think about it at the beginning of your day and kind of plan it out, you might not run into some of those problems. I hadn't heard about them, but that was what Jeffrey was asking. And then Save the Tortuga says, yes, it didn't remember your card number for the gift card. Oh, that'd be annoying.
I remember that now. Yes, you had to re-enter that card. It was like a 12 or 16 digit number every time. So
is it just my imagination? Jeremiah be able to help with this one. He's really good. So can you go back to the Mickey? Go back to the Mickey.
Yeah, I'll go back to the Mickey. I just wanted to pull up real quick that scaffold Mike was talking about.
Okay.
But here's the Mickey. Yeah.
So I'm just curious. I know a lot of people have gained weight during the pandemic, but in that picture of Mickey, does it look like maybe he's lost some weight?
Yeah, that jacket, like,
it's very slimming.
Lost some.
I wanted to show off this is the dining card.
So, Mike, can you show us the back of that? I have my phone ready to put in the 16 digits.
I mean, it's totally tapped out, but you can. We used the whole thing. Feel free to attempt to.
Oh, that's really pretty. I'm a fan of that logo.
Is that the one everyone got, or do they have a special one for Legacy Pass holders?
If they did, we missed out on that. This is the one that we got.
I'm just curious. I didn't hear there was. I was just.
I think everybody got that card that I was seeing, and I know a lot of Legacy Pass holders that were there.
But yeah, we did get the Legacy Pass holder magnet from the AP corner, or the LP corner, I guess. And then
finally.
I know. And then this is the Legacy Pass holder button as well.
Oh, double tap.
And Mike even showed a picture of, or we even have a picture of what kind of the layout looks like there when you would show up for that. What are these, Mike?
This is in the Legacy Pass holder corner, and this was kind of historical placards about the history of the park, talking about some of the major milestones.
Very nice. Yeah, nice stuff.
So, cool. Did you get the plaque of Luminaria? I didn't see that picture. Or
yeah, I feel like their milestones are a little bit skewed here. Guardians of the Galaxy, Pixar Pier. No. Milestones are the Wine Country Market. The flan there was awesome. Soap Opera Bistro. Anyway, and you stayed. Do you have any comments at all about the food yourself, Mike?
I didn't eat any of it, but my wife seemed to like most of what she tried. I think there were a couple things that she didn't finish, but we had a lot because we had our 2 gift cards, and then our CEO gave us his dining card. So we had a lot of money to spend on food. So she got to try a bunch of stuff, and I think she liked most of it.
Awesome. And the restaurants, they have a couple of restaurants that are open there.
Right. This is Smoke Jumpers Grill, and Lamplight Lounge and Carthay Circle were both open for reservations only. So you had to have made a reservation previously on the website. And then they had all these little food takeout kiosks or takeout stands from these are kind of left over from some of the festivals like Food and Wine. That Encore California was from Food and Wine. And then there's a Lamplight Lounge. You scan the QR code there on that sign to get the menu.
The other thing that was making a lot of headlines, for lack of a better word, is some of the sneak peeks you could get of Avengers Campus.
That was one of the more exciting moments for me, was coming around the corner back there. This is looking east from Cars Land. Like if you take a left, if you're walking down the main drag in Cars Land and you take a left at Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters and you head in toward where Avengers Campus will be, where Bugs Land used to be, you can see the Quinjet now perched atop. I think that will be the location of the e-ticket Avengers attraction eventually, and you can see the Avengers Campus logo there as well. This is the other side now of Avengers Campus, where they've got the Delish booth set up.
Mike, did you get one of the billboard that showed up that day?
Nope, they covered them up. There you go. Yeah. So these were uncovered during the cast previews. The pictures leaked out. But then by the time of the following morning, or the Thursday morning, they had covered them up. So we did not see them. This is what it looks like at night, which really, really got me excited for Avengers Campus. I think it's going to look great at nighttime.
Nice. I like how you got the same spot for that photo.
Yeah.
Good job.
So Avengers Campus, obviously you couldn't walk into. I know we did walk all around Pixar Pier. Was there any part of the park that was not accessible?
Yeah, so Hollywoodland was roped off in the same place it's been roped off during when Buena Vista Street was open as part of Downtown Disney. So you couldn't go past like the end of the animation building there in Hollywoodland, or into the courtyard where you would have the Monsters Inc. attraction queue and stuff.
They had Luigi's out front, right?
Yeah, this is another cool photo op. You could sit in one of the or three of the Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters ride vehicles. They had them parked out in front of the entrance.
Did they spin?
Nope, they were not moving or making any noise or anything, so they were just there. But you could sit in them like you could the Autopia cars out in front of the park as well. And it was just another cool photo op.
I guess if you had enough wine, they probably spun for you.
Yeah. They also had a couple floats from the Pixar Play Parade out near the Little Mermaid attraction for photo ops.
I was impressed with how many photo ops they had. That kind of was a fun thing as we were walking around, how many different photo ops they had available. See, anything else? Oh, nighttime, of course. So it's almost like two trips, because once the lights came on. Go ahead.
Right. Well, that photo is notable because that facade there on the right is new. Behind the trees, they've built that I don't even know what you would call, like a stucco kind of facade behind the attraction. I think it's to block the show building of the...
Nice picture, Mike.
Ah, that's a great... Did you fly up there yourself?
I had to reach up really high for that one. I don't know where that came
from. Okay, so
I think this is a Google Earth photo, just to give you some context as to what we're looking at.
Tuck and Roll's in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, because here's the Luigi. Here's where Tuck and Roll used to exist, and so it's to give you some notion as to what.
So the show building is for the future Avengers attraction.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I never understood the word facade. It drives me crazy, but we're not going down that road.
It's French for false front.
But the front is the part that's not false. It's right there. You can see it. It's the rest of it that's false.
But there's no depth to it. It's as soon as you open. Sorry.
I said we're not going down this road. You're the one that started. So nighttime, things got even prettier at night. I think Rebecca has a video to show regarding nighttime DCA.
I will.
Any second now. She's getting it ready. Did it come alive at night, Mike? Were you there when they turned on the Cars line lights?
No, we should have thought to do that. I don't know if they did what they usually do, but this was from Pixar Pier, uh, and it was just gorgeous. Yeah, everything looked nice and shiny. I
They
took that video.
they did, Mike. I have seen video from on Twitter of people who were there for the classic Shaboom, and people were obviously a bit emotional about
Yeah.
it. So it's very.
Yeah, that didn't occur to us to go check that out, but that'll be cool to see.
This is a
Mike-
lovely video, though.
Did you get the closing announcement? I only heard that there was something special about it. It hasn't been spoiled, but apparently the closing announcement was something pretty cool.
We did hear it. Now I'm trying to remember what was special about it, but it just was in theme with this radio broadcast that they were doing throughout the day.
Oh, talk about that a little bit. You haven't mentioned that yet.
Yeah, so the background music for the whole event was a collection of like covers of famous Disney songs with a few originals mixed in. Like, what was one of the originals? I Want to Try Everything from Zootopia, and then there were covers. Like the one I got excited about was They Might Be Giants, my favorite band. Their cover of Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow from the Meet the Robinsons soundtrack was playing as part of the background music. But between every few songs, there would be like a broadcast of a fictitious like radio station DJ, and there were like fake advertisements for the shops along Buena Vista Street, which were really fun. Like Trolley Treats had its own like radio ad and stuff like that. I really enjoyed those, and I want to think that the closing announcement was along the same lines.
Jeremiah, I know you know your history well. Were those radio announcements from some other event, do you know, or did they actually create that for this?
I haven't heard any of it. I know that there's a podcast that is going to go spend the day recording that audio for it. We may know the person in charge of that. I'll just Window to the Magic is going to go do another Touch of Disney, and he's going to record the audio, including the closing announcement. But I have not heard anything. And if anybody wants to sponsor me to go to a Touch of Disney and has a free ticket, please, or I'll pay for it. Let me know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was all new. I hadn't heard any of that before, unless it was from way long ago.
Did they make pirates jokes? It may have been the one from Halloween out here.
My wife says they were COVID specific, but I don't remember. What was the question, Jeremiah?
That was a bad joke about their Halloween radio.
Thank you, Miss Turtle. That's very helpful, actually. Really appreciate that. I saw one of the pictures you had. You had a picture of Grizzly picture spot back here, Rebecca.
Yeah.
I did.
And I feel a little naughty showing that because that is for Disney Visa card holders only. So
How about
Yeah, I
the
didn't
D23?
Yeah. I just want to address Jeffrey's question here because to point people towards another website that I should have thought to do this because it's a great idea. But our friends over at Daps Magic put together the full track list from Touch of Disney. So they're very great. They're great at covering theme parks, and I'm friends with those guys too. So go and check out Daps Magic. They have the full list of the track list there.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, and Save the Tortuga says that they talked about washing your hands and staying a safe distance from each other, which is generally good advice to stay a safe distance from Mike Celestino. Appreciate that. Anything else you wanted to mention about the event? Any tips you have for people who might have tickets coming up in the next few weeks?
I don't know. I mean, we got there right as soon as we could get into the parking garage. We parked, but we still had a half an hour. Like once we got to the Esplanade, although we did take our time because I was taking photos along the way, so we didn't really like power walk to the entrance. But when we got to the Esplanade, we had like a half hour wait before we could get in the park. So I guess if you really want to be there from like opening at noon, park somewhere else and enter through the Harbor Boulevard entrance. But to me, part of the fun was parking at Mickey and Friends for the first time in over a year.
Sure.
And I was really getting excited about that. And I got chills like driving down that ramp and going into the parking structure and Oh, we were parked in Mickey and going down the escalator and just being in that courtyard again. Yeah, there's my picture. And this is the temperature check underneath the Pixar Pals parking structure.
Did
Yeah.
they have security in the parking structure, or did they have it when you're walking up?
Yeah, so security was actually in the exact spot you would go through security to get on the tram, but you went through the other direction. So you can see here you're going underneath the Pixar Pals. You come around, underneath is the temperature check, and then you take a left after this and you go through the security checkpoint in the same spot you would ordinarily, but through the other direction, if that makes any sense.
And was it the old style, still the metal detectors that they used to have, or did they changed over to the new stuff we have out here that it's just you continually walk through so they don't have to pat you down or anything?
I remember being told to hold my belongings up like this.
But it was the full square doorway that you walked through?
Yes.
And they did let you in.
Yeah.
And then the other, I think that was a surprise to people, was the Pixar games.
Yeah, we kind of discovered that on our live stream, and I kind of wish we had gone back earlier to play them because we thought, because the line kept growing all day long as they were free, which was a surprise as well, but we thought we would wait till the last minute and head over and do it, but we waited till like 7:45, and by the time we got over there, they had pulled the curtains. They had shut them down, so...
Well, at least we got to see them. That was a wonderful surprise. As the tweet said, Disneyland's open. That's the first attraction. Yay.
Technically.
Cool. Well, thanks, Mike. You got worth $75?
I was trying to decide whether or not that was something that I would have paid to go do if it weren't, if I weren't there for this job. I think in a different world, were I not working for Laughing Place, I probably still would have waited for the attractions to open up, because that's such a big part of what I love about the parks. Although I'll say that I really, really enjoyed what there was, and just being able to walk around the park gave me a big thrill as well. But I don't know if I would have paid for it. Can I say if it would be worth it for your average guest? I guess, 75 minus the 10 you'd pay for parking at Downtown Disney, minus the $25 dining card, whatever that adds up to. Was it $40? Yeah, $40 to walk around the park. I don't know.
Save Tortugas, as someone who actually eats food, maybe you could chime in as to whether or not you think it was worth the $75.
I think she had a good time too. So,
and as Gio says, the community hand washing ball, the big giant ball out there with the water, was actually running.
You could touch it?
It was
yep.
abnormal.
That was a surprise.
The one here's been shut down since day one, and they have signs up and stickers. But out there, where you guys are barely opening, you can wash your hands on a ball.
We know it was there on day one. I don't know if it was there on day two. That could have just been an oversight. But it was a surprise. Awesome. Well, thanks a lot there, Mike, for the Touch of Disney update. I know that's probably pretty exhausting to give that long a report, so I'll be nicer to you than I normally am the rest of the show.
No. I was glad to be there all day, and I'm glad to talk about it now. I definitely enjoyed it.
Rebecca, back to you.
Should we move on to Jeremiah, or should we continue with Disneyland Resort? What do you think, Dewey?
Let's give Jerem a chance to talk before we get back to Disneyland opening. Whoa, breaking news. Here, you're a female. You should read that, Rebecca.
Okay. Save the Tortuga says, I did really enjoy the food, but probably would wait until the rides were open if I wasn't there as an assistant. So there you go. So also...
Does she want to save Tortuga Tavern out here in Florida that's been closed forever, or?
I think she means the animal.
Adorable sea animal. So Jeremiah, this happened.
All-Star Movies reopened! Yay! That is really the only bit of news about that. We aren't sure if it reopened today or if it had reopened yesterday, because it sounded like guests were in the room. But we were told it reopened today. the part, it's just like the rest of the resort hotels. The one big thing that was the world premiere food court, you had to order outside, then they'd let you in, go up to the counter, pick it up, and then you could sit inside. So there was a large gathering out there. This was around lunchtime, so everybody was kind of gathering up in that area. But everything was moving smoothly. The pools, the hotel looks beautiful. I mean, I was there January 2019, no, January 2020, and it looked like they've gone through, especially with the 101 Dalmatian area, and cleaned it all up. All the dogs on the buildings looked very white. And then the Donald's Double Feature shop had all the new merchandise, except if you were looking for the Winter Soldier or Falcon backpacks, they did not have them, just like the rest of the resort apparently has sold out of those.
Wow. I love that this is features, even though only the movies is currently open, the merchandise is all the resorts.
Yeah, I don't know how old this merchandise is. I hadn't seen it anyplace. They have the ornament up there, that's the red Mickey. That I've seen around, same with the pin. But the sports music movie repeat, I hadn't seen that. And the mug has that on the flip side also.
I think it's cute.
Yeah,
I like it.
I mean, it's not like it used to be where each one had their own merchandise, but having merchandise that's for the All-Stars is lots of fun.
And as we've reported before, several other resorts are preparing to reopen. We've got the Beach Club coming in the summertime, Memorial Day weekend, in essence, May 30th. And then Disney's Wilderness Lodge is expected on June 6th. And Jeremiah was walking all around the All-Star today, so I'm sure if you check it out over here on our YouTube, you will be able to enjoy that. You and Tony, yeah?
Yeah, we did about a half hour, just kind of strolling, looking at all the buildings. It wasn't that busy. One of the things that we noticed, I mean, of course, everyone was in the parks because it's still spring breaky out here.
Yep.
But some of the areas didn't seem like they had any guests in the hotel or in those wings yet. So I don't know what their capacity is as far as all the rooms go, but it wasn't sold out.
Over at the Magic Kingdom, we had a bit of breaking news, and that was that the Main Street Cinema is currently closed. We're guessing it may have something to do with prepping for the 50th. So
yeah, this was the only part of it that was closed off. You could still walk in. And one of the strange things that I remembered, the confectionery was announced not too long ago that's closing for refurbishment soon. So I thought they would have probably done it all at one time, but there was a long line to get into the confectionery, and the cinema you could walk into that entrance area, but they were mostly using that for an exit for the shop next door.
Jeffrey's asking if they cut off the movies and music from, is there some sort of boundary barrier, like don't go past here? No, riding the bus in, you ride past the sports, then the music, then the movies. In front of the other two, there are fences, there were green barricades, and I even walked to the furthest point of the movies where you used to be able to walk close right into the music, and they had barricades up that way, so you can't cross over. You can't cross the streams. Okay. What's up next, Doobie?
I just wanted to mention that they tried that Main Street Cinema stuff over there at Disneyland. They had none of it. None of it. So
Doobie, they already made this one a shop. This one's been a shop for like 25 years.
You guys need to learn how to raise a ruckus, man. The Disneyland, no. So
wait, they had a plane with a banner at that resort. I think they're very well versed in raising a ruckus. It just wasn't successful.
Did it work?
But they raised the ruckus.
I'm just saying, in California, they are showing they know how to oppose their leaders.
You still got Mr. Toad, too.
Yeah, see? There you go.
Right.
Okay.
And never mind. All right, so let's go back to the West Coast. So big day, March 17th around the West Coast, as it started off with this casual mention by Disney CEO Bob Chapek that the park would be reopening on April 30th. He had previously said late April. late April meant the latest bit of April. So April 30th is the date. And then it was like a three-prong attack. I think there was an article in the Register with more details, and then they sent out a community mailer with more details. But ultimately, and a Disney Parks blog post. But ultimately, we got a bit of an attractions list, which is really important because we've been wondering with the rules on indoor attractions, what exactly we'd be getting when this theme park opened. Would it just be like the carousel in Autopia and that's it? But thankfully, it went a little deeper than that. So we've got a list of some of the major attractions they said would be reopening, some of which are completely indoors, so like Pirates of the Caribbean. So we're going to get some real attractions. What do you think, Mike?
I'm super excited. I can't wait.
So Ride of the Resistance is going to be back. Like I said, Pirates, Peter Pan's Flight, Toy Story Midway Mania. I don't think there were any, theater attractions we knew might be an issue. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
But what about the breaking news part of that?
I'm getting there. Don't you dare usurp me, dude.
But we do know that Avengers Campus will not be part of the opening day.
October 1st is.
But they did specifically say Snow White's Enchanted Wish would be a part of it, the new updated Snow White. So which means Mike's first day in, he's got to go do the new Snow White ride, which I know he's exceedingly excited about.
Yeah, I think, well, what do you think? It's probably going to be Snow White first, then I'm running over to Haunted Mansion to get whatever. Oh, gosh, sorry. Okay, sorry. That's not breaking, that's last week.
It's my news.
Okay,
what's your news, baby?
In other news, they announced rather cryptically and tinily that there would be new magic coming to the Haunted Mansion. No one that I had seen any rumors or anything about any updated Haunted Mansion stuff. Wow, Jeremiah made a comment just so he could put it on the screen. What a loser. There's slack for that, Jeremiah.
I like that, Jeremiah. That's good.
I didn't steal your thunder.
It was new magic, right? They said new magic coming to the Haunted Mansion. That is all they said. Has any more details or credible rumors come out since then?
I've talked to my friend who was a trainer and a cast member on there, and he was as shocked as the rest of us that anything about new magic. I think it was Rebecca who came up with the best idea of what the new magic could be, though.
Which is, Rebecca?
Well, my idea has to do with the fact of, as we all know, one of the things that we were concerned might lead to the Haunted Mansion not reopening was the stretch room. And so I've hypothesized that they are installing some sort of chute so that you can, be lower, like a slide or something for the guests so that they don't have to operate an elevator because, currently we're not doing much elevator usage. So with very many people. So that was my new magic.
What do they do in Florida? They just walk through?
Yeah.
They do that in California?
In Tokyo, they have the corners. They had the dots in the corners of the stretch room when it was open.
Why can't they just walk through like they do in Florida?
Tony wants a documentary. Mike C and the bloggers go on Snow White.
That's
Jeffrey,
gonna be great.
Jeffrey is saying it's going to be a special nod to Eddie Murphy. What's your suggestion, Mike?
Bring it up halfway. It's just less of a drop. And then
you have to jump and then crawl.
Yeah, jump and then jump again. Yeah.
There you go.
Gio thinks maybe the same finale, as a Magic Kingdom. I mean, it could be. It's just that's such a real change. Usually they hype this Snow White thing. They hype anything these days. That for that just to be dropped as a new magic and no rumors to have come out. They're not going to do that in a month. There are limitations.
By same finale, he means changing the mirror. The mirrors.
Yeah, I think that's what he means.
That feels like safe speculation, right? I mean, that would be new.
I have a hunch. I have a hunch.
Well, stand up straight. It'll go away.
Someone who did that release mistakenly put that in there, and now they're trying to figure out what to do. I think that is the most likely thing.
That would be good stuff.
All right.
So
Disneyland's opening April 30th. Most of the attractions are coming. Snow White's coming. New Magic is coming to the Haunted Mansion. Quinjet is not coming. They did say there would be previews for cast and community leaders leading up to it. So they seem pretty confident that it will be ready for actual guests come April 30th. And Jeremiah has one more comment.
You know what else isn't coming to the Disneyland Resort on April 30th?
What?
Anybody that doesn't live in California.
Excellent point. It's for Californians only. I think it's
Right.
25% is what they gonna. It looks like they're going to be at with the tier we're in.
If everything keeps going, yeah.
Maybe even 35, depending on how the numbers go. And also, the Grand Californian Hotel only is reopening as a part of this a couple of days prior.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
You may continue now, Rebecca.
Oh, I was just going to say that Walt Disney World is testing their Magic Mobile. I guess cast members are testing it. And a few screenshots have been around there. And Laughing Place has a report up if you're interested in learning more about the developing Magic Mobile. That's going to allow you to use your phone instead of your Magic Band, or in addition to your Magic Band.
Or instead of, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or alongside, or, but yeah, it'll allow you to use your phone or Apple Watch, I guess, as well. So there's that going on. Also at Walt Disney World, they're showcasing more and more of these lighting packages that they're bringing to the resort icons. The one over at Hollywood Studios, Zach Ridley, Imagineer, he's been showcasing a lot of these. Jeremiah, have you had a chance to see the Chinese theater one in person yet?
Not yet. That will hopefully be sometime this week. I actually don't know if that has returned or is going to return.
Gotcha.
I know he kind of talks about it appearing.
You're right. Yeah, it's kind of a first look, so it's an unknown as to if it's a completed. You're right.
And that's one of those things of I'll get a message going, okay, go to the studios right now. Wait, what? But I can't wait. I always love seeing, because the spotlights kind of disappeared in the late 90s, and I didn't really make it out here that often. So I remember seeing them once or twice, but when they got rid of the fireworks, the main fireworks shows, the spotlights started disappearing. So having something new like that, especially with the LEDs, that should be amazing. Just going off of the Star Wars fireworks that we had when they'd had the lightsaber light up, it looked amazing.
I love the way that he described it in his Instagram. He called it premiere night every night. That's what they're looking for. That that way that Hollywood kind of would light up the sky for their premieres. Also, the Epcot Transformation is underway as well. These are small discs that are being placed throughout the Spaceship Earth icon. And then, as he explained in a TikTok video, not only will the light emanate forward, but it'll also emanate out from the icons. You can see the light not only from the top, but from the sides as well. So I guess the notion is it's kind of have a bit of a connectivity all around Spaceship Earth. Yes, Jeremiah.
It'll be a white light, so it can make Spaceship Earth look white. Also,
I presume since they premiered it on TikTok, they're going to be dancing lights.
Just so you know, that one light that they put up, they only put up there for a test because it was not there later in the day after Zach put it up. Because walking under Spaceship Earth like this for 20 minutes trying to find this stupid light, I got dizzy, I ran into things, and then I had to yell at our CEO for having me try to find this.
I want that video.
We need to start a new series called Dumb Thing Bloggers Do, because Jeremiah will be the star. So as Rebecca shows yet one more thing underway for the 50th, the more stuff happening in Cinderella's Castle, I have a question for you, Jeremiah. So, this is not a normal 50th anniversary because of the whole thing. So we won't get some of the attractions and spectaculars we're expecting, but still, we're seeing the park come together in the little ways, the details that separate Disney. Is it pretty exciting?
I think especially the four of us are so used to watching the build up. We're not the regular park guests that walk in and see this banner and go, oh, okay. But it's not until they walk in, they have the giant sign in the maps and say 50th, and then it's like, ooh, here's the commercial of the kid, and we all cry because it's so sweet. This is interesting to me, and I'm sure it's interesting to you guys. Seen not only the banners going up, they're kind of changing the colors of the turrets. They're moving them more back to the subtle blue that we had prior to the shutdown. You know, we had the big reveal after everything reopened, and everybody's kind of like, the colors aren't that good. Now they're moving more back to the lighter blue. So I think it'll be very interesting to see what the castle finally looks like come October 1st.
Brian is asking if there's a prediction on the show scenes inside of Spaceship Earth. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah, it was the connectivity story that was going to have the light connecting each of them. It was supposed to shut down in March, I believe, was the date that it was going to shut down. It was supposed to be down for, we figured at least 2 years till the anniversary. But they did remove any mention of the reimagineering of Spaceship Earth. So at this time, we don't know anything if it will be changed at any point in the future. Probably, but not anytime, I would guess, before the anniversary.
And then Brian's also bringing up a long ago project that I'd heard of, the Epcot hotel entrance. So I'm going to have to dig around about that one because I haven't seen any recent updates or anything. So thanks for bringing up that you've heard a little something about it. I'll poke around, see what I see.
The spot that everybody was talking about for the hotel, the way back when this rumor started, was when they're reworking the retention pond off to the side because they put in the solar panels and changing the parking lots. So that entire area is more just the retention pond that was looked at. Doobie?
I have a question for Mike Celestino. Do you prefer the quaint, puny castle of Disneyland or the grand, spectacular, beautiful, stunning castle of the Magic Kingdom?
Well, I grew up going to Walt Disney World. I moved to California when I was 18, and the first probably half dozen times I went to Disneyland, my first comment was always, "Wow, that castle's so small. It's so tiny." I do find it charming now, but yeah, I'll fully admit that Cinderella Castle is way more impressive.
Okay, thank you. You may continue, Rebecca.
I wasn't talking. Jeremiah, the one who's talking, and now he's all shaking his head about Mike Celestino's absolutely 100% correct answer.
The exact opposite. Disneyland will always be the best.
Nope.
Cinderella Castle's okay. That's pretty.
So I liked Sleeping Beauty Castle more than both of them in Paris.
I like
yeah.
the Fairy Tale Castle in Shanghai. That one was beautiful.
Oh, wait, Jeremiah, you've been to Shanghai?
Yes. Almost 5 years ago.
Wow.
And dead silent.
Are we going to the Jungle Cruise now?
We're going on the Jungle Cruise? Yay!
Hey, I was, but now it's scrolling. Go ahead.
Right, so apparently Alberta Falls is the star. So it was announced, months ago that the Jungle Cruise was going to get a makeover to make it different. And I'm just going to introduce a whole new backstory. And so we got a little more information on that backstory this week with Alberta Falls is going to take center stage in the new storyline for the Jungle Cruise at Disneyland and Walt Disney World, if I know how to read.
Yeah, she actually is the granddaughter of Albert Falls, Dr. Albert Falls. So there you go.
And she is the proprietor of the Jungle Cruise Navigation Company, also the restaurant here in the Magic Kingdom.
Is this all working to see?
At some point, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they released this daily news that they uncovered from the 30s with information about Alberta Falls. So that's part of what's going on over at the Jungle Cruise.
It's kind of fun, I think, that they've released this. We're still well away from the new Jungle Cruise. So I'm hoping they kind of release this backstory in piecemeal over time just to build up some fun for it, because there is this whole sea thing that they can do so much with. In fact, I think they've even announced a Disney Plus thing for it. So it's just kind of fun to take the theme parks outside of the actual attractions.
And Brian's not wrong. The new theme song for Shanghai Disneyland is good. I was listening to it this morning. I also recommend that you download it and enjoy it.
He said it's good. That's not all he said, though, Rebecca.
No.
Oh, it's bop.
It's a bop.
Yes, sure, it's a bop. So there you go.
But really, this is the best.
No, I'm sorry.
Geo, that is the best thing ever. Thank you.
It was written by Gary Gnu, because no GNUs is good GNUs. With Gary Gnu.
We're going to go to Epcot next.
Woohoo! Talk about some.
I've been to Epcot like every day last week.
I need to say, one of my favorite things in life, I mean, I love my wife, I love my son, but going on a scavenger hunt with Jeremiah is just the highlight of my day. And I'm so sad I didn't get to do this one with you on Friday, Jeremiah. So can you tell us about it?
Hang on. Go ahead, Jeremiah. I was trying to move you over, and you. There you go.
The picture looks better than this resolution. I know, I was very sad, Doobie. Like, I love doing scavenger hunts with you. This just started on Friday, so currently there are 2 scavenger hunts going on at Epcot. There's this one in the Pollination with Spike. $7.99 for the map. And these are the stickers that are on the backside. These are the stickers that they used the past few years. One is definitely out of date, having Perry there, because Perry is no longer featured on anything, but they still, there he is on top of Norway. Sorry, spoilers if you plan to do this. Just
I was just showing generic on a hill.
That is such an awesome picture without context. Just this big blue egg on top of the hill.
No, I love the way that this is done, because you can just look, and if you're having a hard time finding it, it might help you kind of look in the correct spot. But just in general, you wouldn't know until you get the context for it.
Oh yeah, some of them
like this one. See, so there's very in context.
Was that egg laying an egg? The chip one?
Some of them have nests underneath them, which is really weird.
Hi, Mike.
So I've learned, especially with Doobie, that we have to do one of 2 things. Either 1, I go and find all these, or 2, Doobie has a cheat sheet somewhere. And since this was the first day, and I was in there pretty close to opening, I did a loop, found most of the eggs, and then when I walked with Tony backwards, I was like, okay, great. Couldn't find one of the eggs on my own. We found it together later on.
Aww,
at the end of the hunt, we get to choose one of the eggs, and they are the exact same eggs that Mike had. I hear that we both chose Donald.
Yeah, those eggs look very familiar.
Yeah.
Yep, they do.
I did the hunt with Mike on Downtown Disney last week.
I'm going to offer a pro tip. And that is, when you receive an item like this, perhaps see if the sticker sheet is easily removed from the card.
Definitely not easily removed.
And then peel the stickers from the sticker sheet rather than leaving the sticker sheet attached to your egg. Because if you leave it attached to your egg, in some cases you may end up with it more mangled. It really depends on what kind of adhesive they use. At times that's the best way to go. Other times that can be the more challenging way to go. But
this is my third scavenger hunt with the stickers on the back and trying to remove them.
Yeah.
I can remove it, but it rips off half the back.
Mike's was so easy. Mike could just gently peel the back of his egg. It's very funny.
Wasn't Mike's just bent in circles?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. No, I did give that tip to some guests when I was there. I had them just peel it off because they were trying to just get the stickers off, and it wasn't. Here, let's compare, Mike. Let's
see, because I think poor Mike was trying to peel it off the attached sticker sheet. So.
And that's the effort to peel it off, especially
there you go.
when you're doing it one-handed, doesn't work that
Next
much.
time, bring your steamer.
Yeah.
I suspect
Brian-
the best advice is to find a child, and they'll take care of it, no problem.
No, that it was the children trying to peel the stickers off that I finally walked up and said, "You guys can tear that part off," and they tear it off, and they're just giant chunks of the back of.
And was their response, "Mom, this scary man won't leave me alone"?
Brian, as far as the DuckTales ending and the DuckTales World Adventure, we've not heard any information. They've removed most of the Agent P stuff that was visible that I've seen. So we don't know what's happening with the future of the World Showcase games.
I'm amazed at Mike C's ability to find any piece of merchandise within a few seconds, considering the thousands that he has. I'm glad that brain is being used for good and not evil.
It looks fairly organized behind me here, but it's incredibly untidy around the rest of my desk area.
But you find it right away.
I did manage to find it this time, yes.
Impressive.
Mike, do you have any more of your smoothie?
No, I finished that.
Mike,
Maybe-
how fast can you put your hands on a piece of merchandise that has Lando Calrissian?
While Mike's doing that, some new Starbucks, what is it? I was there line, I think is what they call these or something like that. Oh, there you go. There's Orlando.
That was fast.
We had that one featured a while ago. I don't remember why you had Lando up for. It was one of our shows.
Sorry, I've taken us off track. Let's
No,
veer back.
you're all good.
I like that challenge. I like it.
I'm thinking of the next one.
Some new petite cakes popping up at Disney Springs because there's a new series on Disney Plus, so you can get a new cake. Yes,
So-
Jeremiah.
That theme, the "Who will wield the shield," it hasn't become the catchphrase yet, but that is, as I've heard, going to be the main catchphrase, main plot point as the Falcon and the Winter Soldier go on. So it's kind
Who
of
will
like
wield the shield?
early tease on it.
Cool. So yeah. Yes, Mr. Doobie.
Sporks are back.
Yes.
They are.
And for sale for the first time, Jeremiah, is that what you said?
Yes, they for the first time in forever. Well, actually, the first time in Florida.
In Florida.
The Sporks have returned, or Spork. Well, here's the backstory of Sporks. If we want to do a deep dive, the Sporks debuted at Disneyland at.
Did we say yes to that question?
So yeah, I'm trying to find the pictures of Sporks, which is why I was going to start telling the story while I'm.
I love that
scrolling.
it goes right over his face, too. Mike Celestino, Nine Nub, however his name is pronounced.
I gotta think about it. I gotta think
Can
about it.
Okay, you can do it.
Regarding the sporks. Oh, well, I was going to ask Mike, but he's on a hunt, so now I can't.
Go ahead, Jeremiah. You were talking.
I have the Sporks debuted at Disneyland when Galaxy's Edge opened. They pulled them within the first few days, and then for some reason they decided to bring them back out here in Florida for the first day of Galaxy's Edge opening, and then they were gone the next day. So Disneyland last January, I want to say it was probably December of last year. I'm enjoying Mike as Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, Lando, what do you think of the Sporks?
Disneyland debuted the Sporks for sale at Docking Bay 7. They were $10 each, and then they just brought them out here just a few days ago, along with some new meal items, including some vegan items. So Doobie will have to give his review of those when he comes out.
Well, and apparently the Sporks are for sale for $10.99, according to the guy who would know, Mike Farnham.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what Mike came back with. I can't even pronounce the name. Nine Nub? Oh,
Yeah, that's close
He's
enough.
a lot buffer than I expected. I thought he was kind of short and squat, but he's pretty tough. He doesn't stand up on his own, though.
That's why they created
Nice,
it.
Mike.
If you
Nice job, Mike.
wanted music from Disneyland Paris, they've got playlists now available on Spotify. I think it's 4 different lists. One that's called Around the World, the Lion and Jungle Festivals, Rhythm of the Pride Lands, Halloween, and Attractions. And these are available on Spotify and YouTube Music. These are Disneyland Paris playlists. I share some of these stories to remind you that although we are here and we talk Disney news and information right here, we have a very active Twitter account, Laughing Place. You can find all kinds of news and information over there, and on the website as well, laughingplace.com, where you can find things like the Year of Magical Surprises 5th anniversary celebration starting on April 8th. We've got some of the highlights of that celebration upcoming, a few images over there at Laughing Place. So, thanks for joining us here, but check us out at Twitter and our regular website as well.
And we have Instagram where we have lots of pretty pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I usually put them all up.
And go ahead.
I was just going to do another Disney item before we
No, that's fine.
ran away.
What do you want?
Just a reminder that they announced today that Earth Week coming to Animal Kingdom starting April 18th. Lots of fun activities and such to celebrate the planet. So if you're going to be in town that week, or you want to plan to be in town that week, that is, of course, where you want to go because it's Earth Week, and that's what Animal Kingdom is all about. Why would you want to go to Batuu? It's not Batuu Week, it's Earth Week. So make sure you go to Animal Kingdom that week, not Hollywood Studios.
There's going to be limited time Explorer Badge options during that week. There's lots of really yummy sounding, tasty treats like a strawberry flavored flamingo cupcake at Flame Tree Barbecue and a sea turtle graham cracker cupcake as well. There's also a beverage that's called the Red Crowned Crane. It's a frozen Coke topped with frozen cherry Coke. That sounds so good to me. And some strawberry cotton candy on top of that. And if you want to make it a little bit more fun for mom and dad, add rum.
Oh, and Brian makes a great point. First year having the famous Animal Kingdom Earth Week without Joe Rohde being a part of the company.
That is true.
So I don't know if they'll have some kind of a
He'll post stuff on his Instagram about it. He's always active on his Instagram, but especially Earth Days. Last year, normally he shares stuff about the creation of Animal Kingdom, and even though he isn't with the company, I'm sure that he will still focus on some of the stories about Disney's Animal Kingdom because that's his baby.
That's his little baby. All right, now you can show off Gaylord Palms while I try to find the name of this character I want Michael to find.
I became very jealous this weekend of the Laughing Place Twitter when one of my teammates was sharing pictures saying, well, it's nice to wake up to this view, and it was of the amazing atrium at the Gaylord Palms. I very much adore this restaurant, and it's one of the things I miss about not living in Central Florida, because now my trips to Central Florida are very much theme park and family oriented trips, and I don't get to just kind of stop and enjoy the kind of off the beaten path type things like the Gaylord Palms. They've been doing lots of additions to that resort, the Crystal River Rapids and Cypress Springs Water Park. Were you there, Jeremiah?
Yeah, I was there. I got a chance to stay there for the first time. The Crystal River, we were talking about the water parks of Disney and the other water parks a couple of weeks ago and dig a little deeper. And that is definitely a not so lazy river. So it has a current and it goes pretty good. The water slides, they only really have 3. They have one of the big, you do this and the floor drops out, and then 2 racing slides. They were really fun. For extra charge, they have the Flow Rider, not the singer. He doesn't come out or anything, but you can learn to surf on the board. And then they have a nice water pool.
Now, is this water zone like resort guests only, or do they have a day pass option?
It is resort guests only. Yes. But they do have, upcharges. They have preferred seating. I got a chance to sit in the day bed, which is this giant, beautiful bed that I could have fallen asleep in very easily. And they have food brought to you if you want to do that. Just everything about that was so nice. I have not had a chance to stay at Gaylord Palms. That will definitely change in the future.
We've only toured the Gaylord Palms during ice. We tend to go to see the sculpted ice, and then we've been there many times for just a meal and to enjoy the atrium, because the way the Gaylord Palms is designed, it celebrates the diverse geography of Florida. I say that because you think of Florida, it's very flat. So it's more about the like they have a recreation of the St. Augustine Fort in the main atrium area. And then one wing of the resort is dedicated to Key West. And so it's like a docked yacht right there with the crystal blue water. It's like you've stepped into Key West. And then the other wing of the resort is the Everglades. And so you have a lot of the vegetation and kind of that more, it's almost like you could walk the entry of Pirates of the Caribbean. It's kind of that aged wood and that feel. So that's one of the things, like I say, the Gaylord Palms, it's amazing the diversity of visual and ambiance just in a single resort. And it's right there just off of Disney property.
Hang on 1 second. Let me bring up.
Oh, Jeremiah's trying to pull up a picture.
While Jeremiah pulls up, I have a challenge from Mike Celestino.
Oh.
Aura Singh, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Oh,
I don't have any Aura Singh. Sorry.
You have nothing that has Aura Singh on it? Wow, Mike, I'm shocked.
No. Prequel era is going to be tough.
No, you can't go
prequel.
Okay,
all right. Frankly, I didn't realize she was prequel, so I'm sorry.
Ducktales Ending. She's that assassin that you always used to see wandering the streets during
Right. That's why I didn't think she was prequel, because I recognized her.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why you recognize her. Okay.
So
that's really that's funny.
And actually, they had a nice show. It was Paint Me a Fairy Tale, which the video will be up later on today, hopefully.
Okay.
Very cute show. They socially distance, and it's them retelling different fairy tales. They do puppetry, song, dance, lots of fun. I cannot recommend their Spring It On event enough. I know some of the talented people that are there that take part in it, and they do a great job. I'm trying to find one more picture just to make.
What types of things would you enjoy at Spring It On? Is it are you talking music or?
It's mostly they have the Easter egg trail, which we have video and up of that on Twitter and Instagram, and then they have the Spring It On. With Gaylord Palms, the hotel stay is the basic, but if you're a local or if you are staying at the hotel, there are the different things to add on, such as the Painted a Fairy Tale. They have the Easter Bunny Hunt, which you can go around and find. It's very much like the Easter egg hunt, but instead they have bunnies hidden all over the place. So they have a wide variety of stuff throughout the weekends. They have stuff that goes on during the day, but most of it's during the weekends. And if you've ever had a chance to go there at night and see their atrium, they have the light show up on the dangle lights that they have. So yes, that was the view from my room.
That's just my heart. I was just like, oh, I wish that was my view. Yeah, no, that place is so beautiful.
Although, to be honest, that big Easter basket really does throw it off. The rest of it is quite beautiful. Gaylord Palms is a great place to just walk around. As Rebecca said, just a nice place to go check out.
I've never been there before. If I wanted to visit there next time I'm down there, is it an admission just to go in to walk around, or
for parking?
I will tell you that parking is really steep, and
it's not anymore.
It's not anymore. Okay, I was going to ask.
It was, I believe it was $18 now for the day guest. That used to be my thing about going to ICE, is it was like $25 just to park there, and that was on the cheap end. But they have definitely lowered the price.
Let it be known that Jeremiah thinks $18 is not really expensive.
But the thing
to Disney.
but
how far is it from Disney property?
It is just past I-4. So it is just east of I-4 and just north of 192. So it is. You can pretty much walk out of the lobby and almost see that archway that drives into Walt Disney World.
Mike, remember the Nickelodeon Hotel?
Vaguely.
Okay, it's close to that. That area.
Okay.
It's down. The other thing I was going to say is that check on their website, because when we used to go you would get validated parking with certain dining if you ate at certain of the restaurants. And so, just look into that and make that a part of your Gaylord Palms experience as well, to kind of offset the parking if that's still something. Because they had just built, I was so excited, they had just built what seemed like an amazing sports bar. But it opened shortly before we moved. And so I didn't get to become a regular because I went there once and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a home away from home. But then we moved. So
a lot of right now is different. So
yeah, that's what I think it's been 5 years. So I'm excited to get back sometime.
One of my favorite Gaylord Palms facts is it opened shortly before we moved there in 2003. And then we had a big hurricane season and it knocked off the top of the sun icon on top of it. It kind of knocked it off or knocked off half of it or something.
No, it knocked it totally off. Yeah,
they never replaced it. It just stayed off. So
yeah. There was this enormous Gaylord Palms sun icon on top of the large atrium, and it never went back after Charlie. I think it was Charlie. Was it Charlie that knocked it?
I don't know if it was Charlie or
Ivan.
Ivan, yeah, I think it was Charlie.
We moved to Florida, and a month later, 3 hurricanes came through.
And there hasn't been a big one since. So yeah, I think Rebecca's close to wrapping up, maybe doing some more quick hits. While she does, Bib Fortuna.
Oh, Bib Fortuna.
And Legos don't count. Legos don't count.
Oh, he's making it harder. Ooh.
That's not a Lego. All right, that was easy. All right, fine. Go ahead.
He happened to be on the sail barge, so...
I think that's it for us this week, DB. We got all the way through our various reports. If you are joining us late, we started off talking about the touch of Disney.
Where have you been?
I know, and
like what you did with your hair. No, not you. You.
Jeremiah. Okay.
Bye, guys.
that was good. Hey, Doobie, do you know what's on the agenda for tomorrow here at Laughing Place?
Sure. Jeremiah's going to find something with Figment on it. Well, I'd let you know that tomorrow we, as of right now, only have one show scheduled, and that would be Barely Necessities, starring the one and only Rebecca and the other one and only Rebecca.
Yep.
Do you know at all what you guys are going to be talking about tomorrow?
All sorts of Disney merchandise. There's been a lot coming around, so I'm not exactly sure yet what we're going to be doing there. Tonight we've got the LP Movie Club, yeah? With Alex and Ben, apparently from their house, according to Kidder. So, there you go.
They're going to be doing Own the Room, which sounds really exciting.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why it's from their house, because it's Own the Room. Oh, look, Jeremiah is sporting a Figment T-shirt.
Nicely done, Jeremiah. Nicely done, especially since you're now covering up the Green Day. And then Wednesday morning, by the way, this isn't a show, but 6 a.m. Pacific time, Marshall, who is a really fun writer we have here at Laughing Place, is going to be releasing his review of the new Disney Plus series, The Mighty Ducks. So that's something to look forward to. 6 a.m. Pacific time, Wednesday morning. Goodness, come on, Doobie. So anyway, that's all.
That will be.
And of course, Disney Trivia. One more thing. Tomorrow, it's not on the schedule for some reason, but tomorrow at 7:30 p.m., we'll be doing Disney Trivia Live. It will be our final contest before we take a couple of weeks off to enjoy a chance to read some more trivia books and come up with some more questions. So please join us. Help us say goodbye for a while. Disney Trivia Live tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Thursday, there may be a walk and talk at Busch Gardens.
Ooh.
Don't know if we've confirmed that, but that is definitely a possibility.
It is on the schedule at 11 a.m., so whether you know it or not, Jeremiah, you're doing it.
Good.
I won't be doing that one.
So I thought, I'd share one of the photo ops that Mike got a picture of there at the Touch of Disney event. I don't know if you can tell, but our team is very excited over the increased opportunities to do stuff, especially Mike. I will say I have noticed a certain spring in the step, a smile on the face of our Mike Celestino, because he can actually go and do things. He isn't just taking pictures in stores.
Well, there's going to be a little dip there because, like I said, we got 6 weeks. So I'm going to, a couple of weeks from now, I'm going to be down here. And then as we get closer to Disneyland opening, it's going to come back up.
I'm eager.
are you
I'm
pointing
eager
at?
for your trip. His Figment Funko
There
is
it
up
is,
on the
right
shelf,
there.
right
I
there.
thought maybe you had a bib Fortuna as well.
No, I don't have. All my
No.
action figures seem to have disappeared. I'm kind of sad, but
Jeffrey was trying to help Jeremiah. See, so there you go.
I'm very impressed with Mike's ability. Not that he has these things, that he finds them so quickly. Very impressed.
Yeah, I don't know why. Now that you bring it up, I do just happen to know where all this stuff is.
Is it because
I
you were
hadn't thought
playing
about
with
it
them?
before.
It's
Well,
because
I
you're-
was recently putting the figures up here. This is all newly decorated up where the sail barge is. So, yeah, those I had recently put up there. But
Oh, and I'm gonna do a little bit of self promotion. I went to the Disney Family Museum and I saw the World War II exhibit, and they highlighted the Pifanella character that was adorned the WASPs, the Women's Air Support, and yeah. So I've written about it on Laughing Place, and take a peek around here and learn
read
about
it.
what's happening at the Disney Family Museum in San Francisco.
Rebecca, is that exhibit in the building that's like outside of the main
Yes.
building? Okay.
Yeah, the adjacent. I think it's now referred to as the Diane Disney Miller
Ah.
Exhibit Hall. I think is what
Okay.
they've renamed it. But yeah,
Cool.
it was. I enjoyed it very much. It was. I think I wrote in the piece that I found it both humbling, inspiring, and a bit unnerving, because you can see the ability, the value, and the danger of propaganda. I mean, in this case, obviously, Walt was wielding it very well to encourage support against the Nazis, but you also can also think about what can happen if that may not be supporting a cause that is just. So yeah, it was very, very insightful, and I appreciated the display.
One more thing, I got to mention this. Our good friend, speaking of self-promotion, I'm going to promote someone else. Our good friend Ken Pellman does a podcast called The Sweep Spot. He was a Disneyland sweeper and manager for a long time. Not manager, but a lead for a long time. He doesn't do it anymore, but he wrote a book about the experience, which is a great book, by the way. I believe it's called Cleaning the Kingdom. Yeah, Cleaning the Kingdom. So really fun book. I'm sure you can imagine someone who swept at Disneyland for a decade has some really fun stories. So, but now he does a daily podcast, a semi-weekly podcast, a bi-weekly podcast, a semi-monthly podcast. Now he does a podcast every 2 weeks. This is sad. And they just celebrated, it's called The Sweep Spot, and they just celebrated their 10th anniversary with a podcast that was just released with an interview with Imagineer Tim Delaney, who had a lot to do with DCA, which is celebrating 20 years. So you can bet that's going to be a very insightful and timely interview. So congratulations, Ken, on 10 years. Thank you, Tony. That doesn't help. And please, you can check out the podcast wherever podcasts can be found, or on Laughing Place, of course. We have the story and a link to it. So congratulations, Ken. And just want to mention that, and I'm going to shut up now because I'm talking really poorly. But at least you can hear me muted, Rebecca.
well, wait, look, there's the spork.
Hey, as we wrap up, can Mike tell his spork story? Do you know the spork story, Doobie?
No.
Oh gosh, this is so embarrassing.
I love this story.
So we were at SeaWorld, as you may know, like a week and a half ago for the Seven Seas Food Festival. Does Doobie know this story?
Now I know it, but please tell it.
I don't know it, so I need to hear it.
So we're, as you know, I can't eat at the parks because I have food allergies, but my wife, who accompanied me to SeaWorld, was able to try some of the food there, and she got some food. We're sitting at one of the outdoor dining areas, and she's eating the meal that she got, and I noticed that she's using a metal spork. I'm like, oh, hey, it's cool that they have metal sporks here. And she showed it to me, and it looked exactly like that. And I was like, wait a minute, that's a metal spork from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And I was like ready to take out my phone and take a picture of it and tweet. Like, for whatever reason, SeaWorld is now using the metal sporks from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Like, they got rid of them at Disneyland, and now they're down at SeaWorld. Then she reminded me that we have both bought them which when they were for sale at the theme parks here, and we both own our own sporks, and she just happened to have brought her spork to use to eat at SeaWorld. So it was not news. I did not tweet it. I felt very embarrassed in the moment.
I am so sad that tweet didn't make it out. That would be no one else at LP. You would have sewn up the worst LP tweet ever. No one else would ever have to worry.
I know that one that everybody was making fun of us. It had a photo of the Walt Disney World trash can, and it was a quiz about Disneyland trash cans or vice versa. I would have had that beat.
Yep.
Easy.
Oh, and there's Jeremiah's spork.
Thank you. Use it to comb your hair, Jeremiah. Thanks, everybody. Well, is Rebecca bending down for something? Nope. Yep. Ah,
There's my
Sporky.
spork.
Just trash.
Takes one to know one.
Yeah, see, there's my spork.
I have one too, but it would take me a minute to go get it.
We should do that sometime.
Are
We
we
should have a
done?
laughing place sporky contest and see if people can guess who made which sporky.
We can spork around.
I like that idea.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
very
I
different.
think we're done.
Feels like something
ready
we
to-
would have done early on in the quarantine.
I think we should have been done early on in the quarantine.
Thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you next time with more Disney Parks Talk Live. Bye for now.